In a world full of noise and endless distractions, where the city never sleeps and voices compete to be heard, one podcast dares to cut through the chaos. Welcome to the Oracle 19 podcast, where truth meets thought and bold ideas spark conversations that shape our urban world.
Welcome to a brand new podcast, and this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Mr. Greatness. If we have different links to other affiliates, so you can support us. We always been used your support in many different ways. It don't have to be financial. Supporters, check out our links, www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. Linktree, linktr.com/Evolution of London. Our Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, consulting services, as well as digital artwork. www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. And if any questions or concerns, general questions, the Oracle 19 at the Oracle19radio.com, or you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And same email if you want to make a donation via PayPal, evolutionoflondon.com. And for our 3 websites, we have many different products: evolutionoflondon.com, evolutionoflondon.org, evolutionoflondon.store. So it's quite a few ways to support. You can purchase, buy merchandise, direct donations, or subscribe to our channel. The Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London. Pass the information to family, friends, and foe. Rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19, subscribe. So you can subscribe, at least subscribe if you're not donating. You already subscribe, pass the information to people, family, friends, and foe. Because I know you don't have bread like that, many of us, right? And so it's okay. But you can at least subscribe, at least pass the information. And I'm trusting you. I'm putting my trust in y'all guys to do that. At least. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars, from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles are from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, just to name a few. So if you want to place an order for these luxury candles over 35 plus burning hours, email the company at royalty9international@gmail.com. You'll find them on Instagram and TikTok. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years, so if you want to book a consultation, email him, healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Music, Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. He have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his channel, like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And I already mentioned my 2 YouTube channels. You can check out Greatness 19 channel as well as Mr. Evolution of London. Subscribe to both. Now, the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for Creators, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. And finally, our internet radio website, www.oracle19radio.com. A lot of shows on there too, so listen to them and follow on our website as well. Today we're going to talk about, are we at war with corporations? Are we at war with corporations? Now, here's the reality. From rising prices to data surveillance, from jobs being automated, political lobbying, are corporations quietly waging war on the people who built them? That's my question from me to you. You know, corporate power is versus public interest. And at the end of the day, the people, we is in the middle of this. Are anyone really concerned about we the people? You know, you have corporations, they influence government, help change laws or create laws because they have the money, and they, let's be for real, pay these politicians on the low. Well, again, we'll just say allegedly, but we know the truth on the low. It's a very blurred line between capitalism and control. But I tell you one thing, we the citizens is in the middle of all of this. You know, you have the economic warfare, inflation, wage stagnation. We're going to get into all of that, but I'm just giving you examples. Wealth inequality. We're really being outpriced by corporate greed. You have information and data control, human costs and resistance. I'm going to get into all of that. We just step by step. It's very sad. Like corporations, my question for me to you, do corporations really care about the people? You know the answer to this. Many of you know this, but many of you really don't really pay attention, but you should. You should pay attention to how these corporations move, because it is affecting our lives every day. From the foods we eat, from the gas that we spend, how much rent, mortgage we pay. Every part of our lives is affected by corporations. You're going to say, well, Mr. Greatness, so what we can do? What we can do about all of this? Nothing. Survive. Pivot. I mention these things indirectly. What do I mean by saying all of these particular words? I might have to say this in a roundabout way. Should you put your trust in government and corporations? That's my question for me to you. Should you put trust in corporations and government? Or should you learn how to survive within this society that you're in? Because we have given our power to government and corporations to such a degree that we really don't have too much of a say-so as citizens, because we auction off our freedom, we auction off our power. Now, again, I have to be careful what I say. You know, there's certain countries, and I'm not saying you should or should not do this, but there's only really one way that I see to really get back your power. But that comes with what they call freedom or death. You know, many small countries overthrow government. They just outright form a guerrilla movement per se and just go and overthrow, sticks and stones, break bones. But words is a waste of time. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. It definitely comes with a price. The freedom or death, right? Now, with corporations, they work hand in hand with government. It could be same principle. I'm not saying you should do that. But it seems apparent that's the only way, or one of the major ways. Now, you could say, okay, I'm not going to buy from them. And again, I'm not supporting, let me just put this disclosure out, people overthrowing government and corporations on a forceful way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that seems only that way. But I'm not saying you should do that. That's a choice. You have to make a decision on that one. But you know it comes with a price. So how bold are you? That's my question from me to you. It's just a question. So I have to put that disclosure out there because I don't want people to say, oh, you know, Mr. Greatness shall overthrow the government and overthrow the corporations. He said it. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying in different countries, that's what they do. So apparently, some people will say or think might be the proper way, the only way to get things really done. Some people might say that. Just saying. So I put that disclosure there so it's clear. I'm just giving different perspectives of what people think based on history. Got it? So now some people will say, okay, boycott the corporations. You know, you have you boycotting, let's say, a particular corporation, right? But nowadays, these corporations is owned by other corporations. So you thinking you're doing something and you're really not. You're not really saying much. You're not really doing much. Think about it. You know, many of these corporations is owned by, they got shares with corporations, and they may be majority shareholders. I'm trying to think of a particular company that I could give you a good example on the tip of my tongue. Black something. Black. It's a corporation. I'm trying to think. Let me see if I could pull this information up. Bear with me. I'm just trying to, like, Vanguard. I give you a Vanguard is oh yeah, I got it. Black Rock. Like, you might think Black Rock, huge corporation. Huge. Black Rock have shares. Nowadays what these corporations do is they own, you might, let's say for example, you have Procter and Gamble, huge company. It's not owned by one individual. It's owned by corporation, all right? But then that corporation is owned by another corporation. What do you mean, Mr. Greatness? I say this again slowly. Black Rock is a huge company. They got their hands with they own major corporations all throughout the world. They own other corporations. And what do I mean by that? They have shares. They have majority shares, because whoever has the majority shares of a corporation is the majority owner of the corporation. Majority owner of the business, I should say. Just bear with me. I'm just breaking down the corporation, the scheme of how corporations is owned, and then I will get to, of course, with the battle of corporations versus people right now. But I have to give you an overview of really what's being talked about. And I'm going to just walk with me. But let's start with this, the basics. Like, Black Rock owns many corporations, and they have majority shares. Same thing with a company called Vanguard. Now, the elitists, the 1%, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Morgan families, and the Gettys, the Vanderbilts. I don't think the Vanderbilts is as powerful as they used to be, but many old, rich, white, elitist companies, or families, excuse me, they have corporations, and they majority shareholders. So it's no one particular owner, but they are the majority shareholder. So in theory, they are the owners. But you wouldn't know, because there's many shareholders. And these shareholders hire CEOs, chief executive officers, presidents. They hire these front people to be, you would think they are the so-called owners because of their title CEO. They are hired to be the front people of the corporation, but they not the majority stakeholders. They're not the real owners. So the real owners is they might have 65% of the shareholder ownership, that little majority piece, and the other 35% is sprinkled among other people or other families. So it's very hard to sue a corporation or an individual of a corporation because it's a corporation. As you know, in the business, you can't sue. If you a corporation, you cannot sue an individual. You can sue the corporation, and the corporation is another entity. See, I gotta break this down before we get into the evils of what corporation does, because they can do these things because they not individually being sued. If anything, the corporation, you just suing the corporation and you get the assets / money from the corporation, the equity, but you can't touch the individual. So the benefits of having a corporation is you can't be touched, your corporation. But way these high powerful individuals move, they put in shares. They have shares within companies. So you don't even, when you go up the rabbit hole or through the chambers of society or the chambers of business and try to find out who owns what, is very hard, because CEOs is the front people of these corporations. And if the corporation, with whoever has a majority stake, whoever is the majority of the majority stakeholder of the corporation, if that corporation is getting bad press or labeled negative, which that corporation could lose money, the majority stakeholders can give up their shares very quickly, sell it off to other individuals, and then they become the majority stakeholder. Let me say this again. Let's say, for example, let's just use Procter & Gamble, alleged Luciferian company. They got a history of, long time ago, allegedly, we all say allegedly, Procter & Gamble had on their products back in the 80s, they had a star and a crescent and a picture of a half moon individual. And when you drew it out, allegedly, it was 666. Check out their symbols in the 80s. You have to Google Procter & Gamble's symbols in the 1980s. It was, you could Google it. It was just Google Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, Proctor, Procter. I'm a little bit off. And the Gamble, Gamble. A little bit off with the spelling, but I got a lot on my mind, so just walk with me. You Google Procter & Gamble and just type in Procter & Gamble's controversial symbols. in the early 90s. And when in the back of they had their symbol, this particular symbol in the back of all of their products. And when you drew it out, it had the 3 6s, allegedly. I always use allegedly. And people was boycotting, and Procter & Gamble was getting a lot of publicity, bad publicity, on this issue. And a lot of people stopped buying their products, and they was losing a lot of money. So they changed that their symbol. Now, allegedly, the owner was an alleged Satanist. So that's how that came about. So the corporation had to remodel their brand, which they did, and they don't have that symbol no more. Now, Procter & Gamble is a huge company, and they have stakeholders. Now, I don't know who really owns Procter & Gamble, but my point being that it's a corporation and they have stakeholders. And that's what a lot of major corporations does in this day and time. It's not owned by one individual. It's owned by other corporations, and other corporations the majority stakeholders. And when you keep going up the rabbit hole or through the rabbit hole, you'll find that it leads to an individual source, but you don't know who they are because they have just shares. So if a company gets too controversial, or if they losing money, I'm repeating this, they will sell off their shares, and then they vanish and deal with another company. So it's very hard to pinpoint one individual, especially when you're on the level of these elitists. And a company like BlackRock, they an investment company, and they got shares and major corporations. They are multi-billion dollar corporation, investment firm or business corporation, whatever you want to call it. But BlackRock, I'm just using them as example. Vanguard, another huge company. So they have a lot of power. These stakeholders have a lot of power. And they have a lot of power. They have great influence with the government officials. Make no mistake about it. They donate a lot of money to individual campaigns. They do a lot of lobbying. They have lobbyists on their payroll. I'm talking corporations, which these lobbyists, public relations individuals, usually ex-politicians, lawyers, paralegals, and any legal consultants that work on their behalf and talk to current politicians and influence them with money, allegedly, for their own corporate interests. It's getting hot now, so just walk with me. I got a lot to say. I just have to break it down from the beginning to current and the reasons why you are at war with corporations. You have to know who you're really dealing with. So these corporations have a lot of influence with politics all the time. And they give millions and millions of dollars to individuals towards a political party. So you don't think these presidents or Congress or senators is not going to listen? to these major corporations. If a major corporation is giving $50 million to, let's say, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, you don't think Donald Trump is going to not listen to them? Of course he is. And whoever is giving money, if I give money to you, if I give you $1 million, which obviously I don't, I need $1 million from you. But if I give you $1 million, you're going to pay attention to me. And you're going to listen to what I'm going to tell you. If I want you to make it easy for me, for my corporation to be located at a certain area where I know is going to make me more money, that land, I need you to give me a tax breaks on that particular particular property. I've given you $50 million towards your campaign, but yet and still I need you to make sure that land that I'm gonna purchase in Oklahoma, you give me tax breaks off of that. I don't pay taxes like a normal John Doe will have to pay for their business. I'm just using that as an example. There's many different examples. Many. There's many, many different examples. Whatever interest that corporation have when they donate or make a free will offering to that politician, it's almost anything. But I tell you one thing is dealing with business and not necessarily dealing to help the people out. Not necessarily is for that corporation's personal interest. It's always is. It's always business. 100% business. So you have to know the cold, hard reality. It is what it is. So, in theory, you're in the middle of all of this. So, now we're dealing with the people, us. You are in the middle of all of this, and corporations is not going to care about you, or do they? Corporations have power to raise prices, food, everything. Collect data from you when it's not right. It's like Facebook or any social media platform. You don't think they're collecting data and they don't work in conjunction with the government? That's my question from me to you. Corporations do all this data collecting, working hand in hand with government all the time. Gas companies raise your prices of gas, make more and more money off of you. Corporations that make food in the labs, we don't know how they're doing it illegally or legally, but they work hand in hand with government. You like a lab rat. They make laboratory meat, laboratory food, genetically modified. Sell it to other corporations, and then the corporations sell it to the supermarkets, and then the other, which is other corporations, and then supermarkets sell it to you. The war against corporations. You're being watched by corporations, which they work hand in hand with the government, allegedly. So privacy is already breached. Corporations merge with other corporations. You have job loss because now you have AIs created. So corporations implement their AI systems. So a lot of customer service jobs is eliminated. And they collect more data off of you and sell your information to other corporations. That's why you get a lot of spam mail from other corporations, smaller corporations. They just trade off your information to another corporation, illegally or legally, allegedly. And then we can't forget the legal drug dealers, that form corporations, give you medicine allegedly every day, every 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You pay astronomical prices for these pills that you partake, that is sanctioned by your legal drug dealers, allegedly. And if you don't take these pills that they give you that have all different types of side effects, it helps you one way, but it has 10 other side effects. Start growing horns in the back of your neck, extra toes, extra fingers. I'm exaggerating, of course. But as soon as you come up with an idea, a natural idea, a remedy to help your body, now you're a target to these corporations. Now you're the bad person. If I start saying, oh, moringa tea, I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying it's true or false. It's just throwing it out there. If I say moringa tea is good for curing cancer, I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just throwing this out there as an example. Now I'm a witch doctor because I said moringa tea. And let's say it cured a lot of people for many different ailments. But guess what? It's not sanctioned by the corporations that create, the legal drug dealers that create the pills, or the government, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, or any other government, any other mafia group. I mean, government. Allegedly. So, guess what? Now, me as an individual, I'm banned. I'm ostracized. I might be even arrested if I get hundreds of thousands of influence. If I influence hundreds of thousands of people to take moringa tea. So we at war. We at war. We at war with the corporations. Now it's starting to make sense. Now, from the beginning of my conversation on the show to now you're starting to understand, right, where I'm going. Because I'm the oracle. I'm the oracle. I'm the oracle. I'm the oracle. Yes, I'm the oracle. Break it down. I'm an oracle. Break it down. I'm the 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 oracle. Yes, indeed. I'm the oracle. Worldwide, I'm the oracle. Break it down. I'm the oracle. Break it down, I'm the oracle. I'm the oracle. I'm the oracle. Break it down, I'm the oracle. Break it down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sing, you can sing with me. I'm the oracle. You can say this. He's the oracle. Break it down, he's the oracle. Break it down, he's the oracle. Break it down, he's the oracle. Break it down. Come on, sing it with me. Break it down. Don't be shy. Break it down, he's the oracle. 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 The oracle. The oracle.
In a world full of noise and endless distractions, where the city never sleeps and voices compete to be heard, one podcast dares to cut through the chaos. Welcome to the Oracle 19 podcast, where truth meets thought and bold ideas spark conversations that shape our urban world.